Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Desmond with Combs Group, and welcome back to my channel. And in this video, we're going to do a revised video of one I did early in the year about my top 5 lease-to-own, rent-to-own programs here in Central Florida. So in this video, we're just going to discuss 3 because 2 of them kind of eliminated themselves from the situation, but we'll get into that in this video. But listen, if you haven't already, make sure you go like and subscribe to this channel because it really does help the channel grow. All right, so like I stated before, I did a top 5 videos about my favorite rent-to-own, lease-to-own programs here in Central Florida and Georgia area. And in this video, we're just gonna go over the 3 programs that I use, and then I'm gonna tell you about the 2 that kind of fell off and I'm gonna tell you why those programs fell off. So we're gonna start with the 2 programs that kind of fell off my radar that I use, but they're not in my top 3 because of the fact that they're just not available to everybody. So we'll start with we're gonna go with Trio. Trio was originally was the #1 program before, but Trio's recently changed their business model where you can't actually go out and pick out the home anymore. And so Trio actually buys their own inventory. Once the inventory is ready, if it's not new or it's being renovated, once it's fully renovated, they'll put the home on their website, and then you can go on their website and you can register to apply for one of the homes that they currently own. If you get approved, you can purchase that home, but you can't look for homes outside of the Trio website. They won't purchase any more homes that's not currently owned by Trio. So Trio is still a really good program. It's just the fact that it's not available everywhere. There's not enough inventory, especially here in Georgia and Florida. Well, that's more in Georgia. Florida is, you may see a home today and it may be gone tomorrow. Like, the inventory is so scarce here in Florida that it's just hard for me to rely on sending my clients over there trying to purchase a home with Trio because it's just never anything available. But they're a really good program. If you happen to find a home on Trio's website and you see it, by all means, let me know. If you're in Florida, we can go ahead and register, sign you up for that home, try to get you approved for that home because they are a really outstanding program. Like I mentioned before, Trio is one of the only programs that your rent actually goes towards you buying the house back from them, and so the buyback price is set at 1% over what they pay for the home. So it's really a really good program. It's just not available to everybody. So Trio and Trio is like was one of my favorite. The next one is Pathway Homes. Pathway Homes is another really good program. Pathway Homes works a lot like Home Partners of America in the sense that you don't have to put down a deposit. You just put down, you don't pay a down payment, I would say. You don't pay down payment based off the price of the home. You pay a 1-month rental deposit with Pathway Homes. So if you do not buy the home back from Pathway Homes, same situation, you get that money back. But again, Pathway Homes fell off my radar because of the fact that the inventory, they no longer as well will purchase homes that are available in open market. They only purchase their own inventory. Once the homes are ready to be moved in, they will post them on their website. You can go to Pathway websites and you can purchase the home from them without any additional assistance. So yeah, that's Pathway and that's Trio. Same situation. Pathway is a really good program. It's just the fact that there's just not enough inventory, especially here in Florida. There's maybe 3 or 4 homes at a time, and that's statewide. That's from anywhere from Fort Myers, Tampa to Orlando. You may have 3 homes on the website at any given time, and the homes come and go just as fast as you see them on the website. So had to consistently be checking the website. But if you happen to see something on Home Partners, not Home Partners, if you happen to see something on Pathway Homes, if you like that particular home, more than welcome to contact me, especially if you're in Florida. We can go ahead and submit the application in order to get you approved. So those are the 2 that kind of fell off that were higher up in my rankings earlier because I really did love those 2 programs. And so the 3rd program is Divvy Homes. Divvy Homes has done some amazing things as far as trying to better their program. The first thing that I think that they did that I really thought that was outstanding is they shortened their, they used to be 18-month buyback price and then 36-month buyback price. And so the price was set at 18 months buyback price. So it was basically, the buyback price was too high for 18 months. People who needed to be in the home for 1 year, had to wait. Well, they didn't have to wait, but they got charged like they were staying in the home for almost 2 years to buy it back. And so it just wasn't beneficial for anybody to use Divvy, and you have the buyback price broken up, within, I think it was like 7% per year, but at the end of the day, you wasn't allowed to buy it back within 12 months for a 12-month buyback price, and they had the buyback price just all out of whack. So they fixed that buyback price. They now break it down 12 months, so you have 3 years to buy it back still, but you break it down year by year, so the buyback price is a lot less for the first year. Divvy Homes is really competitive now as far as their 1 year buyback price, because it's somewhere on par with all the other rent-to-own programs now. It used to be astronomical. It used to be way more to buy Divvy Homes back at the 18-month buyback price than any other rent-to-own program at the 1 year mark. So Divvy Homes did a really good job, and Divvy Homes is still the only lease-to-own program that you could technically get in with at least a 550 FICO score number 2, your mortgage score. So if you're on the Experian app, don't use Credit Karma. If you're on the Experian app, look for your FICO score number 2, and then that's how you can tell where you're at as far as the FICO score. So, but the program does not work well if you do not have at least a 600 credit score. You need to have a 600 credit score if you're going to use Divvy Homes, period. 555, 559, none of that's going to work. You need to have a 600 credit score, because the rental price, they're going to charge you a equity payment on top of your rent if you do not have a 600 credit score. What that equity payment is going to do is cause your rent to look like it's like 30% higher than any other rental in America. Like, it's going to be crazy. You're going to be paying like $3,000 for rent, and $800 of that is going to be like an equity payment. It's just ridiculous if you do not have a 600 credit score. So I don't recommend anybody using Divvy if you have below a 600 credit score. If you have a 600 credit score to 620, use Divvy Homes. And then let's lead me into my number 2, Home Parties of America. If you have a 620 credit score, do not use Divvy Homes. If you have a 620 credit score, use Home Parties of America. Home Parties of America is going to be, first of all, you don't have to pay that 2 months, and I forgot to mention that with Divvy Homes. A lot of you already know about it, but you have to put 2% of whatever the purchase price is with Divvy Homes. With Home Parties of America, you have to put 2 months rental deposit. That rental deposit is refundable to you when you move out. It is refundable to you when you move out. That is the biggest difference between any of these programs. Home Parties of America, your 2 months rental deposit is refundable. Pathway Homes and Home Parties of America are the only 2 programs that refund you your rental deposit if you move out. Now, Home Parties of America, you have to have at least a 620 combined application score. So you could have a 600 and your partner could have a 700, and you can use Home Parties of America because the average would be around 650. So as long as you have an average of 620 on the application, Home Parties of America will work with you. Of course, the minimum qualifications are similar. $40,000 minimum application. You have to put 2 months rental deposit down. Quick close in 30 days. You can move in 45 days, pretty much after the application is complete. So that's the second program that I would use. And then if you have a 640 or above, then that's Landis. Landis to me is the best that's available as far as in the masses, because of the fact that Landis buyback price is really inexpensive. It's just 3%. So you really have to have you really have to be home buyer ready to use Landis. You only get 2 years to buy the house back. The first year, the buyback price is really low, and then from there it goes up. Every quarter it goes up after the first year. So there's a 1 year buyback price, and then the second year the price is going to go up every 4 months. The buyback price is going to increase, and so it's a program that's designed to get you in and get you out of the program. They really want you to buy that house back from them as soon as possible with Landis. So that's why they set the low buyback price. But the caveat to that is they do charge you 2%. They do charge you 2%. Whatever the purchase price is, that's your down payment. Well, it's roughly 2%, and I wouldn't say it's exactly 2%, but it's roughly 2%, whatever you got to put down. And they also put a little bit on top of the rent as far as equity payment, but you don't really notice it because it's not like a huge equity payment like Divvy would put on there, but even with the equity payment, the rent still looks like reasonable what you will be paying for a house of that particular size in that location. So, but that money goes towards you purchasing the house back. For whatever the equity payment is, you get that money back, and it goes towards you purchasing the home back. So if you have 2% of whatever the purchase price is, and you really only need, you know, maybe 6 or 7 months in order to get maybe the 2 years on your job, or to save a little bit more for a down payment, or whatever your situation is, that you really see a home that you really love, that you want to purchase the home and get it right now, versus wait and risk the market increasing and the prices going up or the interest rates going up. I would definitely use Landis homes because of the buyback price. At 1 year, it's going to be, you know, really pretty much the you have to put 3.5% down with FHA. Unless you're doing NACA or VA, you're gonna have 3.5% anyway. So you're gonna have to have that money saved up anyway. So just remember that 2% that you put down, that money goes towards the purchase of this home. So a lot of the money that you would need in order to purchase a home using the FHA, you can roll that money out of this home into that's going into the purchase price of the home. So you're not saving extra money. That money's already been allocated, and it can go directly into you purchasing the home back. But if you can't purchase the home back, you know, you lose that 2%. So that's the only difference with Landis homes. You know, I really like the program, but for me, that sweet spot is going to be that number 2 spot, because of the fact that me personally, you know, unless you're in a really strong financial situation, and it's just that you need a little bit more time, you have everything else in order, you have your down payments, you have your credit score right, because they require you to have a 640 to get into this home. So your credit score is already what the lenders is looking for. They're looking for a 640. So you're gonna get approved based off your credit. Your credit is good. So what we need to look for is, do you have the time on your job, and do you have money for down payment and closing costs? Roughly, you're gonna be looking at like 6.5% of what you need to have saved if you traditionally talking about purchasing a home. You need to have somewhere in around 6.5% for down payment, closing costs. Remember, you gotta pay for your inspection and your appraisal. So there's a lot of little fees that you gotta pay that come with home ownership, that if the time on your job is the only thing that's holding you back, and you really like this house in this particular area, you want to go ahead and, you know, scoop that home up now 6-7 months before you would probably be otherwise ready. Yeah, use Landis. Use Landis. But if you're in a situation where you got a year or two, man, Home Partners of America is definitely for me. If anybody, you know, is asking me which program would I recommend to anybody, like I said, I have a consultation with everybody. I try to see what's driving you towards a rent-to-own versus buying traditionally. If you haven't even applied for a mortgage, I just like to see where you are. You know, if you don't have the 2 months you don't have the 2 years on the job, maybe you don't have the savings, your credit score needs a little work. Whatever it is that's keeping you from buying, I just like to see where you're at, because with that consultation, I can guide you on which program you should be using. You know, if you got a real strong profile, like I said, and you got all the savings and everything, and it's just the time on the job, you need a little bit more time on your job to meet that 2-year qualifications, then heck yeah, I'm gonna send you over here to Landis, because hey, listen, Landis is gonna be the least expensive to buy it back. You can go get the house appraised. It's probably gonna appraise for more than what Landis buy it for, because Landis is really good about they do an appraisal also. When you purchase the home, Landis is already going to have an appraisal done. So you're going to know what the home is appraised for, and they submit strong offers. But like I said, the offers is going to always be in your favor. They're going to make sure that you have enough equity left in the home. So over time, when you buy that house back in a year from now, you should be buying it back for right at or below whatever the market value is for the home, because of the deal that they're going to try to get going into the home. So you may go through some homes. You know, I've been through the situation where I put in 6-7 offers on homes, because of the fact that the sellers were just not trying to come down off the price of the homes. But all in all, it always ends up working out in my seller's favor, in my buyer's favor, because at the end of the day, you know, everybody has their different reasons for selling, and you just got to get in contact with the right seller and with the right offer price, and they'll accept the offer. And once the offer is accepted, you know, and it's going to be in your favor. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Those are the 3 programs that I would definitely recommend, that I would be using right now. Divvy Homes, Landis, and Home Partners of America. So if you got any questions about the lease-to-own, rent-to-own programs available, or you want to get pre-qualified for one of these, have a free consultation with me, sit down, discuss your situation and which program I think you would benefit from, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Desmond with Combs Group, and I look forward to seeing you soon.